It's Mrs. Pound, and I'm back with the second chapter in Purposeful Designs, Earth and Space Science, chapter 1.2 on minerals. We covered our first chapter on the introduction of earth science. We talked about different branches of earth science, and we talked about maps to give us a good foundation. So now we're going to talk about our first branch of science, or of earth science, mineralogy. So the first section, 1.2.1, is an introduction to minerals. Our objectives today are going to be to explain the basic characteristics of a mineral and to distinguish between minerals and non-minerals. So a mineral is a naturally occurring inorganic solid with definite chemical composition and a crystalline structure. And you can see in the background there is a picture of a mineral called pyrite. And as we're going to see, it is in fact naturally occurring. It occurs in nature. It's not man-made. It is inorganic, and it has a definite chemical composition. And you can even see the crystal structure there, I think, in the picture. So what we are studying when we study minerals is mineralogy. So we ask ourselves 4 questions to determine if something is a mineral. The first is the substance natural? Does it occur in nature or is it man-made? If it's man-made, it cannot be a mineral. In fact, there are gemstones that we make in laboratories that we cannot actually consider to be minerals if they're man-made. So it must occur naturally, like the pyrite I showed you, like naturally occurring diamonds. There are many kinds of minerals that we're going to talk about in the next section. The second thing we have to look at is the substance inorganic? It cannot be organic. It cannot have been living at one time. It cannot be organic in that it is a carbon-containing substance. Now, diamond contains carbon, but it does not contain also hydrogen and oxygen. That's more what constitutes an organic substance. So inorganic, it cannot be organic. In pyrite, we're going to see when we look at its chemical formula is in fact inorganic, but that's another section. The third question we have to ask is the substance a uniform, does the substance have a uniform crystalline structure? Is it a uniform crystalline solid? And when we look at the pyrite that I showed you the picture of, you could see that there were crystals in it. And it was, in fact, also a solid. It cannot be a liquid or a gas. The fourth question we ask is, does the substance have a definite chemical composition? Is it a compound or an element is what we're asking. It has to be a compound or an element. It cannot be a mixture. We have to be able to write a chemical formula for it. And we're going to be talking about those as well and looking at a lot of chemical formulas for some minerals. Now, sometimes we get rocks confused with minerals. Rocks are not minerals, and I have a picture of some rocks in the background. They are sedimentary rocks. If you were to take a close look at them, they do not have a uniform crystalline structure. They are not the same throughout with their crystal structure. In fact, sedimentary rock, you would see, are little particles that are cemented together. They don't have that crystalline structure. Now, the particles inside of them might have a crystalline structure because rocks are mixtures. They don't have a definite chemical composition. They are a mixture of minerals. So rocks are generally composed of minerals. They are a mixture of minerals. So therefore, they are not a single mineral. They are many minerals together. They're a mixture, so they cannot be a mineral. They also sometimes have some organic matter in them that has been mixed in as these things have been cemented together. So rocks are not minerals, they are made of minerals. So our objectives, this was a fast section, were to explain the basic characteristics of minerals, those 4 questions that we covered, and to distinguish between minerals and non-minerals. with those questions, and also to show that rocks are not minerals because they're a mixture of minerals. So make sure you write down your 5 questions in your margin, and I will be back with more about minerals.